Welcome back, guys. So yesterday we discussed, let me go to the batch tracker. We discussed what is the software required for performance testing, few computer basics like IP address, what is public IP, what is private IP, isn't it? We discussed all these concepts in detail, LAN and WAN. Let me know if my voice is breaking, guys. Is my voice breaking by any chance?
No, it's clear, sir.
It is clear, sir.
Okay. It is showing for me, it is showing that internet connection is unstable. That's why I'm asking. All right, fine then. So let us complete this computer fundamentals today, and I also explained what is functional testing and what is non-functional testing, what is performance testing, isn't it? Yesterday we discussed what is performance testing and what is functional testing, and what is non-functional testing, that is performance testing, isn't it? So that is also covered yesterday. So and I told that I will cover how do we do performance testing today, right? So the last concept but that we discussed is what is performance testing versus functional testing, or what is this perform. We already discussed that performance testing is non-functional testing to determine an application speed, stability, scalability, and reliability, isn't it? And also I also explained difference between functional testing and non-functional testing, and what are the different types of functional testing, what are the different types of non-functional testing covered in the yesterday's session. Those who missed yesterday's session, please go through the demo session, yesterday's session, which was uploaded as a public video on my YouTube channel. Okay. If you see here, I will share the playlist URL. Every batch will have one playlist URL. I will share the playlist URL as well. So this is the yesterday's demo session, guys. I'll share this link with you. I'll share this link as well as we have a separate WhatsApp group also for every batch. But once you confirm your joining, I will be adding you to that WhatsApp group. I created a separate WhatsApp group for this September batch. Okay. So once you confirm your joining, I will be adding you to that WhatsApp group, and I will be adding you to the Google Classroom, and then that online test platform and all those. I will be sharing this training material, everything once you confirm your joining. All right. Now, let's see. Let me close this. So yesterday we discussed what is performance testing. Now let us understand, how do we do performance testing, right? How do we do performance testing? And do we require any, many people have this query, right? How much coding is required, or which language we need to, what are the prerequisites? Do we need to learn any programming language, right? A lot of you may be having this question, isn't it? How much coding will be there? How easy it is or how difficult it is? Isn't it, guys? Yes or no, guys? Guys, please respond.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes,
Any other
yes.
queries you have apart from this? Do you have any other queries apart from this? Do you have openings now? Right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think I already addressed that query, right? I'm showing you Naukri alerts daily, isn't it? So let me show you yesterday's Naukri alerts, the recent Naukri alerts. So this is September 11th, isn't it? Urgent role for a role of QA engineer. Where is I should get a Naukri alerts. Okay, let me check this. Okay, you see here. Okay, one new company that I'm seeing today for performance testing in Hyderabad. And then, okay, yesterday we don't have much new openings. Let me check the previous emails. September 6th. So Clean Harbors, one more new company that I haven't seen before. And QA Infotech Bangalore. And then API testing, People 5 Info Solutions, it seems. And Cognizant will be having continuous recruitment. There are continuous openings in Cognizant for performance testing, particularly. Okay. And that is for Bangalore location, right? So once you create a profile, you will yourself get to know like if there are any openings or not. Okay. So you need not, you need not depend on others, or you need not be, suspectful or doubtful about like the current openings, right? So only yesterday we don't have much openings, but if you see all the previous mails, like all the previous Naukri alerts, you see a lot of opening. And moreover, Naukri is not the only source, guys, by the way. So most of the companies are, using LinkedIn nowadays. How many of you have LinkedIn profile, guys? If not, please create a LinkedIn profile. So let me show you some openings in LinkedIn. I'll do one thing, guys. I'll do this exercise after this session. I'll do this exercise. Let's start with the session and I'll show you like how many openings we are seeing in LinkedIn now. So Naukri is just only one of the sources, isn't it? Yes or no, guys? So there
Okay,
are
sir.
many openings that I am seeing in LinkedIn as well. So create a LinkedIn profile if you don't have before. Okay. Now, yeah. Now let's see how to do performance testing at a high level. Yesterday we discussed that we will be doing different types of performance testing, and what are those different types of performance testing we'll be discussing in one of the coming up sessions. Now these are the different types of performance testing. Clear, guys? And I will explain these in detail, and we'll have some quick assessment as well. So we'll do an exercise after that. After covering different types of performance testing, you need to identify what type of test is this, right? I'll show you some graphs and you need to identify what type of test is that, or what type of test each graph best represents. So we'll do that exercise in the coming up sessions. Now, so what is performance testing, or how do we do performance testing at a high level? Is we simulate the important business flows of our application. We simulate the important business flows of the application. What is the meaning of that? Right? I have created a document, Word document for you for class notes, for giving class notes, right? So let me bring that up. So first we need to identify what are the critical business flows for that application. If you want to do performance testing for any application, we need to identify critical business flows for that corresponding application. So what do you mean by critical business flows or important business flows for any application? See, when you are doing functional testing, there will be lot of hundreds of test cases. There will be 300, 400 test cases or 500 test cases or more than that also. But for performance testing, we will first identify what are the important business flows, and we will do performance testing with those important business flows only. Clear, guys? So for any project, performance testing project, normally or generally you will have around 10 to 20 important business flows. 10 to 20 important business flows will be there. Important business flows will be there. So you will develop one script for each of the business flow. So maximum you will have 20 or 30, right? When you are doing performance testing, this is for performance testing. Now what is meant by critical business flow or important business flow, right? So for that I will take some example that everyone knows. I'll take couple of examples that everyone knows. I will take one net banking application example and one e-commerce application like Amazon or Flipkart. One e-commerce application like applications like Amazon or Flipkart. Now let's see what are the critical business flows for a net banking application. Or let me put it in this way. What do you do normally mostly with a net banking application, guys?
Check the balance.
Right?
Transactions.
Yes. Login and check balance.
Mini statements.
Login and check balance is one important business flow, right? That is what we do frequently, right? And then someone mentioned mini statement or account
And
account
money
statement,
transfer.
Amount transfer.
right? Fund transfer is what we do mostly, right? Fund
Funds transfer.
transfer. And if you want to do all this, first you need to create an account for yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Step.
So that will be the first and foremost, isn't it? So user registration, yes or no? User registration
Yes,
or
right.
account creation? Account creation, isn't it? And then next, what next? Login and check balance comes
Check
now,
balance.
right? After account creation, you may be logging and check balance. We do fund transfer. What else?
Yes.
Huh?
Log out.
So what are the
After
critical
complete the
business
transaction, then
flows?
log out.
I'm not asking transactions, what transactions you do, but I'm asking what are the, what are the activities that you do normally with a net banking application? Apart
Pay
from fund
utility
transfer, check balance, yes,
Pay utility bills.
right, bill payment, utility bill payment, right? Anything else?
Refunds.
What is that?
Refund
Refund.
means any transaction will fail means we
No, ma'am, I'm asking what are the activities that you do with any net banking application? Okay, refund, if you any transaction fails, refund will be done by the application. What do you normally do with a net banking application? I gave some examples already. We listed some examples: login and check balance, fund transfer, utility bill payment,
Add payments.
add payee or add beneficiary. That is another important thing, right? If you want to do some fund transfer, you need to add beneficiary, right?
I think before fund transaction is add beneficiary.
Right. We need to add beneficiary. Hey, without adding beneficiary also we can do fund transfer. For
Yes,
example.
yes.
Okay. Anyways, now what else? Fund transfer, and then what else? Loan payment, right? Or credit card bill payments. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, right. All payments.
And then once in a while you update your profile, right? Profile update. That means your maybe address update or
Yes, yes. Mail ID something.
right. Updating your mail ID, right? See, for example, address update. Profile update means address update or updating mobile number or email ID, isn't it? Mobile or email. What else? And then you will also do
Change
account
pin.
statement. It is done already. Yes.
Changing the pin.
What is that?
MPin.
Changing PIN or password. Yeah, that all comes under profile update, isn't it? Right? Or you may raise a service request, isn't it? You may raise a
Yes, yes.
service request, isn't it?
Change branch.
Right.
For example, checkbook request, right? One more is checkbook request, etc., etc. So these are the critical business. This is now we understood what is meant by critical business flows of any application. So these
Yeah.
are the
Yes,
important business flows, but that most of the users does, isn't it? Now, if you take any e-commerce application, yes,
Yeah.
everyone there is, I believe like everyone who has joined here have a Amazon account or Flipkart, and everyone
Yes.
how did this definitely, isn't it? Along with
Yes.
net banking application, yes. So
Yes,
what do you
sir.
normally do? Mostly do with that e-commerce application.
Login.
First
No,
is
user creation. User
First, user
creation.
registration or account creation is mandatory, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's everyone is account creation mandatory.
First you create an account, right? Whether you place an order or not, you definitely create an account first, isn't it? Or you register yourself, isn't it? Right? And next,
Login.
login and
search for the products.
login, yeah, and search. Okay, login and search product. Or you can search product without logging in also, isn't it?
Yeah.
Product and login. Yes. Next,
Add product.
Add to cart.
add to cart.
Add to wish list.
Payment.
Add,
No,
Payment.
checkout.
Payment.
add to wish list, checkout and add to cart. Next,
Payment as per
No, no.
COD or pay on
I
delivery.
think add to cart, then checkout.
right, add to cart and then checkout. Yes.
Yes, yes.
We'll do payment also. No?
Right. Payment is part of checkout, isn't it? Payment is part of the checkout process, right?
No,
Yeah.
I think checkout payment process also after checkout.
Okay.
Filtering based on some constraints.
Filtering based on some constraints. So what is that?
Like price.
As a category, it's a filtering.
Okay. So basically all these are part of placing an order. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Place an order. So this add to cart and all these come under this
Yes.
placing an order, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Checkout, add to cart, checkout, and payment. And address selection, entering the address, all this comes under placing an order. Next, what else we do?
Address.
Address.
Yeah.
Address update. Mean to say address update,
Yes.
right? While placing the order, we will select the address. If it is already there, we will select the address. Otherwise, we will add the address. Yeah. Or we
Okay.
may update new address. Next. Track orders.
Yeah. It's a track order.
Yes.
We'll track the previous orders, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Cancel orders.
Cancel the product, cancel.
cancel order. Yeah. Cancel orders.
The
And
refund.
Replace the
we-
product.
refund or refund. No. Return the
Refund or replace.
return or refund. Okay. Claim refund. Return or claim refund. Yes. Return product. I'll write it in this way. Return product. Okay. Then any service request, right? Service request in the sense, suppose if you return some product and you did not get payment, you may raise a service request to to expedite that, to follow up with that.
We raise a ticket.
You raise a support ticket. Service request or raising a support ticket. So these are the critical business flows of or like you may be checking your account balance, right? Reward points, account balance, and all this, isn't it? So, but these are the critical business flows for any e-commerce application, right? Now, what we do is, suppose if you want to do performance testing for a net banking application, what we do is we create one script for this user registration and one script for login and check balance, right? One script for this, and we create one script for add beneficiary and one script for fund transfer. One script for fund transfer. Now, when you say create one script, do we need to write any code for that? Do we need to write any code, or do we need to write any code from scratch? Fortunately, no, right? Fortunately, no. So all the performance testing tools are provides this script recording option. Okay, which I will show it in the next session. All right. So I'll show in the next session, tomorrow's session or day after tomorrow's session, I'll show you how do we create this script. Now what we do is, once we create all those scripts, we execute those scripts, we run those scripts with the target user load, with the desired user load. Now this point is clear, right? Simulate, what do you mean by simulate important business flows of your application or the application under test, right? Whatever application we want to do performance testing, we'll first create one script for each of the business flow, and we execute those business flows, or we run those scripts with the help of the tool, right? And that is how we simulate the user load on the application. And now that is how we test the application under the target user load. We run those scripts and we test the application under the target user load. Clear, guys? And not only important business flows, we create scripts for not only important business flows, but there will be some dashboard pages which will be visited by the stakeholders. Stakeholders means
Clients.
So stakeholders means
Those are the
company, main shareholders like CEO of the organization, MD and CEO and all,
Members.
right? Admin team and all those. So there will be certain dashboard pages which will be visited by the stakeholders. They may be only few. Okay, there may be like see how many members they will be there. That management team will be there. So 5 to 10 or 15 to 20. That's it. But still, those are important because those are visited by the stakeholders or the shareholders of the company, stakeholders of the company, MD and CEO, all those guys, isn't it? So we will create scripts for even this dashboard pages as well. Clear, guys? Now we create scripts for important business flows as well as some dashboard pages which will be visited by the stakeholders. For example, an MD or CEO want to see how many orders were placed in let's say Amazon application. Amazon CEO want to see how many orders were placed last month or how many orders were placed last week. There will be certain dashboard pages where they can get that information, isn't it? Those pages are also important, even though they are visited by less number of users only, right? those pages are also important. Those dashboard pages are very important because those are visited by the stakeholders of the organization. Now, is it clear, guys? So we first simulate, we first create the business flows of the application and we run those scripts under the target user load. And how do we create the scripts? We use any performance testing tool like LoadRunner, JMeter, NeoLoad. These are the most popular tools. LoadRunner, JMeter, NeoLoad are the most popular tools. And the good thing with performance testing career is you need not write any code from scratch. That is a wonderful thing with performance testing career. We have a lot of performance testing tools, and all these tools support
Recording of
a script, recording and generating a script. We can record and generate a script. We need not write any code from scratch. So we'll see that in the next couple of sessions. We'll see that how can we create a script with LoadRunner and how can we create a script with JMeter. Clear, guys? And how can we create a script with any other performance testing tool. All right, and these are the most popular performance testing tool which I have highlighted in bold. Right, K6 is not so popular. Okay, let me remove that bold text. These are the most popular tools. Micro Focus LoadRunner. Yeah, I need to update this. Now it is Open Text LoadRunner. Okay, Micro Focus was acquired by an organization, a company called Open Text. Now it is Open Text LoadRunner. And then you have Apache JMeter. So this is a license tool. LoadRunner is a license tool, and Apache JMeter is a popular open source tool. Okay, and NeoLoad again is a license tool. Clear, guys? Now, how to practice? For your practice, how are we going to do that is, we are going to provide the latest version of LoadRunner software to you. Once you confirm your joining, so we are going to share the latest, trial version to you. We have a 1-year trial license, right? It's a 1-year trial license. That is another wonderful thing. So you will not have, just 15 days trial version or 1 month trial version, but LoadRunner provides 1-year trial version. Clear, guys? Apache JMeter is absolutely free of cost. There is no restriction as such, right? But when it comes to LoadRunner, you have 50 user license. That means you can run a test with only 50 users. But for JMeter, you can go up to your system capacity. Clear, guys? Because it is an open source tool, so it don't have that restriction also. That is a wonderful thing with this performance testing, learning performance testing. So you'll have trial version for 1 year. If you are joining LoadRunner, and then JMeter is absolutely free of cost. Clear, guys? Now coming back to this, and all those are record and playback tools. You need not write any code from scratch. Tool will generate the script. That is another wonderful thing. Sounds good? Yes or no, guys? No? Not so interesting? Speak out, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay. So if it is not so interesting, I will tell you one more thing, interesting thing. So in spite of not writing any code, no need of writing any code, we will get package equal to the developers, right? I think I already explained that, what are the packages that you can expect. Now, is it interesting? These are the packages that you can expect. Freshers can expect 3 to 6 lakhs package, and 1 to 2 years experience, guys. My student got couple of my students got 8 lakhs package for 2 years experience itself. And for 3+ years experience, this is the package that most of my students got, 10 to 15 lakhs package. And I know, see, everyone will not reveal their packages, right? So whatever information I am having, so I am disclosing that information. So one of the participants got, 4.5 years experience, they got 16.5 lakhs package in Bangalore. Clear, guys? So this is, now is it interesting, guys? We need not write any code from scratch. Tool will generate the script, but we need to, of course, we need to customize the script. We need to enhance the script. Okay. Otherwise, even a college student or school going student can do that. Definitely there will be some work. Otherwise, that's what we are being paid for. But we need not write any code from scratch. But in spite of that, we'll get package more or less equal to the developers. Now, is it interesting?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And you will have a wonderful career, and you have a lot of career options, and a lot of performance testing will be there in almost every company. That is another important thing. any location, any company. Even we have openings in Vizag, right? And tier 2 and tier 3 cities also, Vijayawada also. We have one company in Vijayawada as well, right? So we have, openings across all the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. And nowadays we have some remote positions as well. Okay, remote positions and work from home as well. All right. Now coming back to this, how do we do performance testing now? We simulate all the critical business flows of the application with the help of the performance testing scripts and test the application under the target user load. And we validate the application or server's readiness ahead of peak events like Big Billion Sale or Black Friday Sale. So for any e-commerce application, whenever we have some occasion like Big Billion Sale or, festival sale, Republic Day sale or Independence Day sale, that is very important event, right, for them, for
Yes,
those
yes, right.
businesses, right? And their application should be up and running at that time. And there will be a lot of users, there will be double or triple the normal users on those particular,
Yeah.
isn't it? Or 5 times or 10 times of the normal user load. So even then their application should not fail, isn't it? So those are very
Yes,
important events for their business. So whenever we have some such peak events also, we will validate, they will validate before those such peak events, whether, our application can support additional load or not, additional number of users on those peak event days or not, right? And test the application stability and before and after the version release. So this is at a performance testing at a high level. This is how we do performance testing at a high level. Okay, I'll take a pause here. Any queries?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a e-commerce app, right? For example, take a Flipkart. You're saying like you say load capacity is, for example, 100 members. Some peak times is the login 150 or 200 members. That time is website is not work, right?
Can I please repeat? Sorry, can you please repeat your question?
No. Actually, for example, you log into Flipkart in peak hours.
Okay.
Actually, that capacity only 100 members.
Let's assume that the capacity is 100 members. Okay.
100 members. So in case any focus on festival something, that time is login number of members like 1,000, 2,000 members.
Right.
So more than capacity.
Right.
So that is checking up for testing, right?
Yes, we will test that as well. So how does
Yeah,
our application behave when there is unexpected user load?
Yes,
More
right.
than expected user load. So they will test
Okay.
that, beforehand.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Now, what are the reasons, so is this clear or any other queries? Any queries?
Pawan, we have to learn all tools like LoadRunner, JMeter, BlazeMeter, performance tester for one project.
No, for any single project, you may be using, any one performance testing tool. Okay.
Any one performance. Okay, we use all and we have to learn all tools for one project.
All tools in the sense, what do you mean by all tools?
Like a LoadRunner and we have JMeter, a BlazeMeter,
No,
performance
that's what
tester.
I'm saying. So you will use any one tool. Okay, not all
in
the
one project. Based upon project, we have to use that tool.
Right. We'll discuss that. On what basis the tool will be decided, right? So all that will be discussed. So it depends on your client budget. It depends on the communication protocol, your application communication protocol. We will choose any one tool out of this.
Okay.
And we will do testing for any one tool. But apart from this performance testing tool, there are some server-side monitoring tools also, like InfluxDB, Grafana. These are more popular nowadays. InfluxDB, Grafana, ElkStack, and Nmon, and Java Melody tool, and Nmon Analyzer. There are a couple of other tools as well, but for performance testing, any one of these tools is enough. We will use any one of these tools. Okay. And now LoadRunner and JMeter are the most popular tools. If you see the last 2 demo sessions, I have shown some job openings. And I have explained, like, we have seen that most of the openings are most of the JD contains this either LoadRunner or JMeter or both.
Sir, according to POC, we will select the tool now, sir.
Yes, we will do a POC, proof of concept, and we will select the tool.
Whether the tool is compatible or not
Compatible.
for the application.
Correct. Yeah, we'll discuss that in the coming up sessions. Okay. So in the requirement gathering phase, we'll discuss that. Okay. Yeah. Now, what are the goals of, oh, it's already 9:55. Okay. So let me try to complete at least these concepts. Okay. So what are the goals of doing performance testing, or what are the reasons for doing performance testing, or in what cases we do performance testing? So I categorized into two categories. One is for already existing applications and for a newly developed application, newly built application, right? What are the reasons for doing performance testing for an already existing application, which is already in production environment? Means what is meant by production environment?
To improve the performance.
No, my first question is what is meant by production environment?
It's a real-time user.
Real-time where
application.
uses are
Production environment means which is already
application
available
is
for
using
real world users. Clear, guys? For example, this IRCTC or Amazon, these are all production environments, isn't it? So these are all used by end users already. These are available for use by end users, isn't it?
Sir.
So Amazon. So these are all production environments. We call these as production environments. Clear, guys? Now you understood what is meant by already in production environment.
Yes, sir.
Right now, why should we do performance testing for a already existing application? Is whenever a new feature is added or whenever new functionality is added, then we do performance testing. That is one scenario where we do performance testing. What is that? Whenever a new feature is added or new functionality is added. So let us take a WhatsApp example. WhatsApp is very popular, right? No one, most of the guys day starts with WhatsApp. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Right. So most of the guys wake up, as soon as they wake up, they check their WhatsApp, isn't it? So let's take WhatsApp example. Suppose if some new feature is added, so WhatsApp is there from many years, isn't it? WhatsApp is there from many years. Does it mean that it doesn't require performance testing anymore?
No, it requires.
No, it requires. And when does it require? Why? It is existing.
Any update of the application.
What? Yes.
any new features are added.
Right.
Any
So
update
whenever
on
it-
application.
Right. Whenever there is a new feature added to the application or whenever there is a new functionality added to the application, can you list down some new features added to WhatsApp?
HD.
What is that?
HD, sir. Like we can send photos HD.
We can send?
Photos in HD mode so that the clarity will not decrease. That is new feature added.
Oh, okay. I don't know this. Who is this?
message conducting polls.
Conducting polls.
Edit the messages.
What is that?
Edit the messages.
Edit messages. Yeah. Edit
Sending
feature
a
is
self
one wonderful
message.
feature added recently, very recently.
And delete for everyone undo button.
Right. Right. So there is a edit feature that was added to WhatsApp very recently, isn't it? Did you use that, guys? Is there anyone who don't know this edit feature in WhatsApp? There will not be any, I believe. Right? Almost everyone knows that feature. Yes or no?
Yes.
Or everyone might have used that
Yes.
feature.
Yes, sir. We use it.
Right? So whenever a new feature or new functionality is added, so we need to do performance testing, even though it is existing from many years. Yes or no? And then increasing, is it clear, guys? Are you clear? Everyone clear with this point?
Yes, yes, clear.
Right? And whenever some, increasing number of users are adding new users.
Sir, what is mean by functionality, sir? New feature is cleared, but
New
functionality,
feature or functionality, both are same.
both are same. Okay.
That's why I mentioned R. Okay. So new feature or functionality, both are same. That's why I mentioned the R. Okay. Now increasing number of users are adding new users. So when does this happen? What is the, can you, I'll give some examples for this. Let's say, like, how many of you heard this ING Vaishya Bank? Most of you might have heard this
Yes.
ING Vaishya Bank, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it was acquired recent, 2 years back, it was acquired by some other bank. Which one is that?
Union Bank.
No. It was acquired by Kotak Mahindra Bank.
Protect.
Yeah. Kotak.
So it was acquired by Kotak Mahindra Bank and merged with Kotak Mahindra Bank. Basically, Kotak Mahindra Bank has acquired that ING Vaishya Bank. So before this acquisition, let's say ING Vaishya Bank website has some 1 lakh users. 1 lakh net banking users. Maybe account holders may be more, but net banking users, let's say there are 1 lakh net banking users. Now Kotak Mahindra Bank has, let's say, like 4 lakh. Kotak Mahindra Bank is a bigger bank, right? Across cities, across India, branches having across India and across cities, tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. Now let's say, Kotak Mahindra Bank has 4 lakh net banking users, and ING Vaishya Bank has 1 lakh net banking users for their website. Now Kotak Mahindra Bank went and acquired this ingvaishyabank.com. So before acquisition, these users used to use ingvaishyabank.com website, and Kotak Mahindra Bank users used to use kotak.com, right? This website is kotak.com. Now, once this ING Vaishya Bank merger is completed with Kotak Mahindra Bank, everyone, this 1 lakh users also will start using this kotak.com, right?
Sure.
So that is one good example of adding new users, or increasing number of users are adding new users, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now kotakmahindrabank.com has to verify whether their application supports this additional 1 lakh users or not, isn't it? Before, before asking the users to, before asking the ING Vaishya Bank users, account holders to use kotak.com, they need to confirm that, their application supports this additional 1 lakh users or not, right? So for that, again, in such cases, they do performance testing. That is another case where we do performance testing for an already existing application, right? Or whenever there is a major hard software upgrade like database or OS migration on the servers. What is meant by OS migration?
System, operating system.
Right. OS migration means operating system migration. What is meant by migration? So, everyone knows that, Microsoft, let's say Microsoft has released Windows 11, isn't it? To replace Windows 10, isn't it? Yes or no, guys? So last year, Microsoft introduced Windows 11 to replace Windows 10. Now, if any applications are running on Windows operating system, let's assume that some applications are running on Windows operating system. Now, that operating system should be migrated to the latest version, right? But before migration, what they do is they will do performance testing for their application on Windows 11 on that new operating system. Okay, that is another use case where we do performance testing for an already existing application. Or whenever there is a software upgrade like database upgrade, even when there is a database upgrade also, right? This is also software upgrade only, right? And whenever there is a database upgrade also, let's say, the backend database is Oracle database. Oracle, some, 20th version is, what is the latest version of Oracle? Let me check that. Latest Oracle version. Right? 19C. 19C seems to be the latest version. Let's say our 21C. 21C also available for production use. Right? 21C. Let's say, one application is currently using 19C. Now Oracle has released 21C, a new version called 21C. Clear, guys? And now, before, they will not upgrade it directly to from 19C to 21C. First, what they will do is, what does the client do is, like, whatever application they want to migrate, first they will upgrade the database version in the test environment. They do performance testing, and once they confirm that they are getting better performance or equal or better performance, then only they will upgrade in the production environment. Clear, guys? Because if we upgrade it directly in the production, if there are any issues, because it is a new version, if there are any new issues, right, users will be impacted, right? The end users will be impacted, isn't it? Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Audible.
So what do we do is, normally, like, the client will do performance testing. They will do that upgradation in test environment, do the performance testing, and then if it goes fine, then they will do it in the production environment. Clear, guys? So that is another use case where we do performance testing. Or whenever there is a hardware upgrade on the servers. Whenever there is hardware upgrade on the servers. What is meant by a server? What is meant by a server? Anyone?
It's a hardware
or is
machine
it
There
with
is-
higher
both?
configurations.
Is it
Request sent by the browser.
What is a server?
Which gives the information of the
Group
user.
of computers.
Request sent by the browser.
Request sent by the browser will be sent to the server. My question is, what is a server? Is it a software, hardware, or both?
It's a machine.
Hardware with a high
Hardware.
configuration.
Wait,
Data
I
storage.
heard
It is
some
both.
answer like it's a machine.
Both hardware
It's
and
a
software.
it's a machine, sir.
Okay.
It is both
So
hardware and software.
only machine is called as a server. Can't we call software as a server?
Our laptop is a machine, sir. This is a one server.
Okay. Now, see, server means it can be either software or hardware. Either software or hardware. Okay. On one single machine, there can be multiple servers also. Clear, guys? So server is nothing
Yes,
but
sir.
which receives your request. Server is a software or a hardware, right? Let me show you that. We have a dedicated slide for that. I think in application architecture, I'll clarify your queries. Yes. See, server is a software or a computer program or hardware which understands your request, process your request, and sends back the response. Right? Server is a software or a computer program or a hardware. It can be software or hardware which understands your request, which will process your request and then sends back the response. Okay. And we'll see what is web server, what is app server, what is DB server that you are seeing here. We'll discuss that. When we discuss the application architecture, I will explain that. Okay. In the next 1 week, we will discuss the application architecture. At that time, we'll discuss what is a web server, what is app server, what is DB server, and what are the internals of those servers. Okay. Now coming back to this, what are the reasons for doing performance testing, guys? So whenever there is a hardware upgrade on the servers, it can be web server, app server, DB server. Then also we do performance testing. If you want to do hardware upgrade on production, first we do that in test environment and see, test it, and then we may do it in production environment. And to find out any performance issues, and after fixing those performance issues, performance testing is also done to find out any performance issues. And after fixing, once those issues are fixed, to determine or to confirm that the issue is fixed or not, we do this performance testing. And it is also done as an ongoing or regular activity in each sprint, right? So sprint is like, in software, like we call 2 weeks of duration is considered as one sprint. So performance testing is done as an ongoing or regular activity in each sprint, because software development is a continuous process. It is not, so it's a continuous process. Continuously, some new features will be added to the application, or some bug fixes will be done, right? Or some new additional, functionality will be added, etc., etc. So performance testing will be done as an ongoing or regular activity in each sprint. So I'll stop it here for today. Any queries, guys, before we close for today? We'll continue tomorrow. But tomorrow we'll discuss what are the reasons for doing performance testing for a newly developed application. And I'll explain this one by one with examples. I'll stop it here for today. Any queries before we close for today?
No, sir.
Sir, what is the sprint, sir?
So sprint means 2 weeks of duration is considered as one sprint. 2 weeks of duration, that means 2 weeks or 10 business days is considered as one sprint. Let's say, for example, so, the current sprint in my organization, it was started somewhere around 4th September. So from 4th September to 15th September, right? From Monday to Friday, 4th to 8th, and then 11th to 15th. This is considered as one sprint. Okay. We will divide the work into multiple sprints, and we will track the progress in each sprint. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that in the coming up sessions. What is a sprint? What is stand-up meeting? What are the different meetings that we will have daily in our organization? We'll discuss all those in the coming up sessions. Yes.
Sir, can you once again explain that OS migration examples?
OS migration means nothing but upgrading the operating system. Suppose, like, let's say your application, any web application is running on some servers are using some Windows operating system, but generally, like, they'll be using Linux mostly. All the servers will be using Linux operating system. Okay. As this is well-known example, I took this example, Windows 10 and 11. But otherwise, most of the servers will be running on Linux operating system. And in Linux, there will be different flavors of Linux, like Red Hat Enterprise Linux, right? CentOS, etc. Okay, but as you know, as most of you may not be familiar with the Linux operating system, I took this example. Clear, guys? Suppose, let's say if you go to any ATM machine, you might have seen some operating system, guys, some Windows 10 or 11. You might have seen this. Sometimes when they restart the ATM machine, you might have seen that operating system. Yes or no?
Yes.
Did anyone see that?
Yes, sir.
Right? Suppose, previously some, they are using Windows 10, but after Microsoft has released Windows 11, they want to upgrade the operating system of that ATM machine to Windows 11, right? So they will not, do it immediately. First they will do performance. They will do that in the test environment and see how is the performance, and then they will do it they will go to, they will update the operating system in each ATM site.
Okay.
Okay. So OS migration is nothing but upgrading the operating system. That's it.
Okay.
Moving from one operating system to another operating system. That is OS migration. So it can be same Windows, or it can be from Windows to Linux as well. So OS migration is a generic term. Clear? Any other queries, guys? Is it clear? Is it clear? I did not notice who asked that. But is it
Clear, sir.
okay? Any other queries before we close for today?
Sir, what are the multiple servers on a single system, sir? Can you give us an example?
If it is a small application, generally they will run everything on a single machine. Web server, app server, DB server can be run on a single machine if it is a small application. Or if there will be less number of users. Generally, in QA environment, yes, we'll discuss all these, guys. We'll discuss in all these. So generally in QA environment, you will have all the web app DB servers on a single machine. Or if it is a small application, let's say there is some internal application used by an organization. Let's say there is a HR application used by only HR team in the organization. So that will all the so any application will have this architecture like web server, app server, DB server. But if it is having limited number of users, right? All the web app and DB servers may be running on a single machine itself. All these web server, app server, DB server may be running on a single machine if it is a small application used by a small set of users, like an internal application used by HR team or something like that. Okay. So a server means it is a hardware or a software that will receive your request, process your request, and sends the response. We'll discuss that elaborately in the coming up sessions. Any other queries before we close the session for today? Yes, we are running out of time. Please make it fast.
Clear, sir.
Okay. All right, then I'll close it here.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So those who joined today newly, we have we have around like 10 new participants, right? So please go through the recorded session available on my YouTube channel, and it is shared in my WhatsApp group also. For every batch, we have a WhatsApp group, guys, for your information. So this is September, let me show you. This is September 2023 batch, right? Hold on 1 second. So this one, September PT, JMeter LR September 2023 batch. So I will, once I will approve or I will add you to the WhatsApp group once you confirm your joining and pay the fees. Okay. Because of some past experiences, bad experiences, we have to do this. So once we, because, some people from some other institutes are joining and they are doing some nuisance. So that's why, only once you confirm your joining, we'll be adding you to the WhatsApp group. Okay. Otherwise, we have another WhatsApp group for only enquiries. Okay. So all these updates will be given in that enquiries, this WhatsApp group is performance testing 2023 enquiries. So, if you are not there in this WhatsApp group, so this anyone can join. Again, some nuisance will go on. We know that, but so to coordinate this session timings and all, right? So if you want to join this WhatsApp updates for the timings and all, Zoom meeting ID remains same, guys, by the way. Okay. Meeting ID, Zoom meeting ID doesn't change every daily. It remains same. Okay. I am using a licensed version of Zoom meeting and it remains same. Clear, guys? And I'll stop it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow. And once you confirm your joining, I will be adding you to the Google Classroom, as well as I'll be adding you to the online platform where we are giving the weekly tests. Okay. Weekly tests and daily assignments. Daily assignments will be given here. You can see here, we'll be giving daily assignments like this once we start the tool. All right. So,
Pavan, is it JMeter or LoadRunner?
so first 10 days, will be the first 10 to 15 days will be dedicated for performance testing fundamentals. Those are common for either LoadRunner or JMeter. And now after 10 days, this batch will be split into two batches, one LoadRunner batch and one JMeter batch. I'm planning to.
You are teaching LoadRunner also?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I myself will be taking the LoadRunner batch as well. Okay.
Okay.
After 10 days, not now, but we will be starting around 20th September or 25th September.
LoadRunner classes?
LoadRunner batch I am planning to start as an evening batch. So meanwhile, please share your preferred time, either morning or evening, right? And those who paid fees, only their preference will be considered. We cannot consider all the preferences. Those who confirm their joining only, and we will go with the majority people convenient time. Clear, guys? And right now, one JMeter batch is going on, and that will be completed in another 10 days. Once that is done, we have both morning and evening slots available. We have multiple slots available. Once that batch is completed, let me give you the possible time slots. One is 7 to 8 a.m. This is after 10 days, guys. And 8 to 9 a.m. Sorry. 7 to, no, I'm sorry. So 7 to 8 is not possible for me at the moment. 8 to 9 a.m. Because most of the people also have to send their kids to school, etc. Those who are already have married and having kids, right? And 9 to 10 a.m. So 7 to 8 is our school time mostly for my kids as well. So 8 to 9 a.m. and 9 to 10 a.m. These are the possible time slots. Or else we can have a slot from 8:30 to 9:30. That is also fine. If anyone is working and if they want to start to office after 9 or 9:30, so we can have a batch from 8:30 to 9:30 as well. Clear, guys? So these are the possible morning time slots. Morning time slots. And evening time slots are possible evening time slots are 7 to 8 p.m. and 8 to 9, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. I don't prefer to have a batch till 9
For
p.m.
JMeter or LoadRunner, Pavan?
I'm planning to start LoadRunner in the evening batch.
Okay.
But we have to see like majority. We'll go with the majority. If majority of the people.
JMeter will be in the morning only, right?
JMeter will be mostly morning.
Then.
Okay. So we will consider the majority people convenient time and the majority people requirement, and we'll go according to that. Okay. But those who paid fees only those preference can be considered, because those who did not pay fees, we don't know whether they will join or not, isn't it? So that's why we'll go with majority people convenient time. Okay. And for that, like you have to confirm your joining and pay some advance fees of minimum 5,000. Okay. Then your preference will be considered seriously. Are you continuing? Okay. No, so I'm not continuing my job. Okay. That's what, like after 10 days, I will be relieved completely. That's why I said like evening times, I will start after 10 days only. Okay. I'm serving notice period now. So let me stop recording this. So we are planning weekend batch for Dynatrace. It will be mostly 7 to 9 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday. 7 to 9 or 6 to 9. 6 to 9 or 7 to 9. Okay. Okay, guys, that's all for today. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Sir, what are the applications you are covering in this training?
LoadRunner, JMeter, BlazeMeter, and Dynatrace is optional based on the requirement, based on
applications for testing, sir.
Okay, applications that okay, sorry. So applications, like I already covered that, explained that in the yesterday's session. So I will cover 4 to 5 demo applications and 1 real-time application.
What are these?
These are the list of applications. WebTools, BlazeDemo, Konacard, JPEG Store, AOS. In every batch I cover this. And one real-time application with LoadRunner and one real-time application with JMeter. In the previous batch, I covered this Asmara application for JMeter and LoadRunner.
This is a real-time one, sir. Asmara.
It's a real-time application.
Okay.
It's an online application. It's a real-time application. We'll choose some other application because we already covered this and that is also available on my YouTube channel. We may choose some other application for your batch.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm closing it here. I'm stopping it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll catch up tomorrow, guys. And guys, please turn on all notifications. Then only you will get, updates on the new batches and free demo sessions. And save my WhatsApp number. Okay. Please save my WhatsApp number. Otherwise, you will not get notifications from my CRM application. We are using a CRM application. Unless until you save my WhatsApp number, you will not get those, Zoom meeting ID and daily notifications. All right. And thanks for joining and have a nice day. So we are running one batch on weekends for real-time projects, exclusively for real-time projects training. Okay. So this is the batch tracker for this one. Let me show that batch tracker and I will close the session for today. So
sir, whether it is classroom training or online training.
Both online and classroom is preferable for you because I can provide you server access and everything if you attend classroom, but some people are joining online as well. Okay, so if you see here, like we had we restarted this on 19th August, Saturday, and then we had 2.5 hour session, first session. So we restarted this for this batch, for the current batch, from last month, right? At least one tool you should have completed training on, at least one tool, and you should be strong in at least either LoadRunner or JMeter. Then you can access real-time projects training on weekends. And if you see, these are the timings: Saturday 10 to mostly it will be 10:30 to 1:30 or like this. But last weekend I took 5 hours session. This last Saturday I took 11 to 1 and then 2:30 to 5:30. And around 17 people are joining both online and offline. This training would be exclusive on real-time projects. Okay, I will not be covering any tool over there. We will not restrict ourselves to any tool, or I will not be covering any tool, but we will be focusing on the real-time applications only. Any other queries, guys, before we close?
This will be the after.
Yeah, ideally you should join after completing at least one tool. All right, so I'm closing it here, guys. Thanks once again. Bye.